Rick team video. Today we're gonna take a look at most likely one of the best, if not the best team for the Love Cup. I tested this team now against a lot of people from Twitter. They didn't know what I was running and they were running their best team, and this team nearly hardwalled everyone, which was wild, but also in general worked out so well. You see here the Magcargo in the back going to have the move Rock Throw as a fast move, which is pretty important in this kind of meta, because after a while, like if you have shields or whatever, you just farm them down. As well as if you see like the Talonflame Stay Swap or the Charizard Stay Swap, you just farm them down. You get the energy, you don't need to waste any energy, you're just also going to be able to take all the charge moves anyway. And you can just farm down everything, and it made this Pokemon so good. Otherwise, we have the lead here of the Lickitung being the best charmer in this meta, being able to also resist the fast move of a Lick from, for example, Lickitung will be very nice as well. A lot of Crawdons actually, which was interesting, but a lot of people were running something like Fighter in the lead, or Dark type in the lead, whatever in the lead, but usually I won nearly all the leads, and then you have also the Lickitung and the Magcargo to completely lock down some Pokemon here. The Talonflame didn't know what was happening. We see the Crawdon coming in, has to take one of the Rock Tombs now, or shielding this move up, going to get the attack debuff as well with that move here, and we will be able to get them already low. We have a shield advantage, and with a shield advantage this will be very nice. If you are out there and you don't have a Lickitung build yet, which can be the case, we had like a lot of recent events where this Pokemon was spawning, including the current one I think as well. You can use Electrode. Electrode is basically a very good alternative for this. If you don't have an Electrode, I don't know what you can use otherwise, but Electrode is a very good substitute for the Lickitung, which makes this team one of the cheapest teams as well that you can build. Lickitung, of course, gives you some more bulk, and also the issue with the Electrode, but also not really, to be fair, would be that the matchup against the Galarian version of Slowbro would be a little bit more tricky, I guess, but also still like poison I think gets resisted by rock or something like that, so you should be fine with that as well. Or in general, like the matchup with Magcargo is still going to be fine. You're still going to have foul play for that one as well, so you should be okay. Like Electro, definitely a good answer, or like a good alternative for the Lickitung. Also gives you a better matchup against all those water types, so maybe even better than the Lickitung, really depends. But here, for example, we have the Slowbro. Slowbro, as far as I know, learns the move Focus Blast. Be careful about this. So if you see me shielding my Lickitung against the Slowbro, while it was easily able to survive a Psychic or a Sludge Bomb, I think it learns, of course it could also still have the Focus Blast, so I'm going to respect that one here, as we can go for one Body Slam against them. This Body Slam will get the shield from the opponent, which is nice, as we can go for another Body Slam here as well. This will get the actually the KO here already, because they were not having a shield anymore, and this Crawdon gonna go down here. Crawdon actually going to be an interesting Pokemon though, as you will be able with Waterfall be able to farm down those fire types, like also the Pokemon that we have in the back there, which is going to be the Magcargo. We see Magcargo coming in from the opponent. Actually, I don't have to shield this move here, I'm still going to do it, but I don't have to shield the Rock Tomb. But I will be able to just farm them up a lot there, go for my own Rock Tomb there, and I will be able to survive easily in the next one as well. But I think Stone Edge would be more of a problem if they run Stone Edge in this scenario. It might be a little bit more tricky, but here you see Rock Tomb doesn't do that much damage. And we will actually take some more fast move damage there. I was waiting on purpose so the opponent gets less farm with their Medicham. I kind of want to swap out as well, but then the switch clock wasn't up yet, so I just let it go through. I can go into my Lickitung now, farm them all the way down, and we should be good to go here. You can also use Clefable if you don't have Lickitung, but I think Lickitung is just better because of the normal typing. Clefable would be able to resist something like the counter damage there, which you don't do here with Lickitung, but still you do more damage back anyway with Charm. We see the Charizard coming in here. We're going to no-shield the first one, which is actually a bold place. They're going to go for the Blast Burn. Doesn't matter, we can still go for 1-1 charge move here, knocking them out, and we will be able to win this game pretty easily. So yeah, also Electrode might be actually better against all the Charizards that are coming up. You have then two answers for that. Charizard still is fine. We saw some Charizard leads as well coming up soon here in the battles, but here again we see a good lead. We're going to see a good Stay Swap for us as well with the Slowbro. Again, we're most likely going to lose one shield here for the potential Focus Blast, because I really want to realign my Pokemon. You don't want to have the you don't really want to have the Medicham against your Rock-type Pokemon there in the back with the Magcargo, so shielding it up here should be fine, especially as I'm going to be able to gain some extra energy. Gonna gain some extra damage onto the incoming opponent's Magikarp here anyway. I will still take a lot of moves though, which is kind of annoying, but I can still go for 2 body slams, putting them basically into DP or health, allowing me to put them also in a closer range where I would even be able to farm them down with the Magcargo, while the fast move is resisted still would hurt. And we see them swapping into a Charizard. Hello Charizard, here is our Magcargo, and that's why you kind of want to run Rock Throw instead of the usually preferred Incinerate on the Magcargo. If you want to see some gameplay with Incinerate Magcargo, I actually made a video about this for the Open Great League recently. This Pokemon is really good in the Open Great League as well, but then with Incinerate, Rock Throw is not good enough as a fast move in general for the Open Great League, but here it's definitely in restricted metas the better one, because you're going to be able to beat all those Pokemon that you beat prior as well already, but you can just farm on stuff, which is way more important in my opinion. So at least in this team, it does make sense to run the Rock Throw instead. Again, people want to run MEweedle Chang plus Lickitung, and this is going to be a very common core, especially with the Charizard together. So we will see here the Lickitung going to swap in there. We're going to farm them down pretty heavily and catch the move here on our own Lickitung. Of course, our own Lickitung, it has way more bulk than our other Pokemon there, our Wigglytuff, and we kind of want to keep the Wigglytuff alive for the Medicham of the opponent. We can overfarm a ton here. This will allow us to basically turn on the switch clock there as well. We will see that they're going to be able to swap out soon. I can actually go for the... I actually shouldn't have went for this move, I guess. We went for the Power Whip. They're going to shield this move up anyway. I thought I would let this move go through and I would have knocked them out with that. But like this, we're still going to be able to go for 2 body slams. Again, that's going to put them actually pretty low there as well. But we can go straight into our Wigglytuff, go for the charge move. Going to be able to get the shield. They are 2 shields down now. And 2 shields down. Now we have like basically 1 shield is only difference now there, but we're still going to be able to realign our Pokemon. The Lickitung is basically dead already, and we will be able to go now into our Magcargo. We should be able to farm them all the way down, and we see an Electrode coming in. Shadow Electrode, very good Pokemon right now as well. I don't actually know if the Shadow is better or the normal is better. I feel like the normal is better. Also learns Hyper Beam, by the way, a very cool tech move there, but I feel like Foul Play might be a little bit better as well. Really depends on what you want to run though. Like Hyper Beam has some potential as well, but it's a little bit more riskier of a play. If you go for Foul Play, you have a little bit better matchup against the Psychic types in this meta, which are also kind of up there. We will see the next opponent, and the next opponent going to have a Lickitung in the lead. A very good lead for us, but we will see that they're going to swap into their Magcargo, and they have basically the same idea as we have, going for the Rock Throw Magcargo here, which is a little bit annoying, because we're going to have to shield this move up, and I make a mistake here. I should have just tried to farm all the way down. I think I would have been able to do that. Like this, I'm gonna go ahead, go for the Rock Tomb. I will be able to knock them out, of course, but they can farm me all the way down now. They're going to get a ton of energy, and this will be annoying to deal with. And here I definitely could have either let them farm me down further and then throw my charge move there, or I would have just tried to farm them down the entire way, which would have helped me out way more, as we're going to go ahead and go into our Wigglytuff again here, as we're going to have a little bit of a better matchup, I feel like. And I kind of want to get to a charge mode and then swap out. I'm just not barely there, but like I'm still going to be fine here. Going to be able to go for the Lickitung. They will be able to go for some charge moves now against the opponent's Ariados. Ariados is something that I don't really want to face. It's decent for this team in general if you have like all your Pokemon still there. Of course, your lead hard loses against it. Your Say Swap here with the Lickitung is pretty neutral against it. And then you have in the back the Magcargo, which will completely wall this Pokemon. So like this team is definitely fine against the Ariados, but it's a little bit tricky when, like in this scenario here, our Magcargo is already down. We're still going to be able to go for one charge move here, forcing the shield from the opponent, as they are now shieldless. We are shieldless, we can get some farm off them, but sadly this will not be an easy win here anymore, because they're going to be able to go for one charge move. They have a lot of moves stored up, or in general energy stored up, and this lunge will knock me out. So good game there. So far the only player that beat me so far. So, and also like there again, I could have maybe played a little bit better. Next opponent, we see a very neutral lead, and actually I think I would lose the lead because of the debuff recently of Charm, but they're going to swap out there, and we're going to see a Fairy type that doesn't use Charm this time around. Sylveon is actually a very strong Pokemon, a very good Say Swap in this meta if you want to look for a good Say Swap, because this Pokemon has access to Quick Attack plus Psyshock plus Moonblast. You're going to be able to get to the moves very fast. There's basically nothing that completely resists you, I feel like, in this meta. There are not a lot of Steel types around, especially as there is basically it's currently a fighting plus fire meta here in this kind of meta. So I don't know, like there's not really a reason for you to run any steel types other than the one that is available, which would be the Wormadam. Wormadam steel, as far as I know, is kind of good there. So yeah, that's basically the only steel type that he could encounter. So if you ever want to run the Sylveon, it's a very good time to run Sylveon in this time. We will see here the opponent going to have to take this player off here. They're going to shield this up though. That's fine for me. I can just let this move go through as well. I'm just going to farm them all the way down. They're super low already. Let this move go through. It's going to be the body slam. I can now go into my own Lickitung. We have a ton of energy. They're going to go for another charge move here. Means there should be kind of energy dry soonish. And we see the Alomomola coming back in here. We're just going to go ahead, go for the power whip. They're going to shield this move up. Smart shield there, of course. And we can go ahead and go for another power whip now. At this point of time, of course, this move going to go through. They're going to go for the Psychic here most likely at the same time. And we have to build up to 2 charge moves because I think the opponent overfarmed a little bit more. I think they were at 100 energy before. So I will be able to go for the Body Slam here. And as long as they didn't get to a move yet and maybe also don't win CMP against me, which they don't, I will be able to knock them out here. And that's going to be a very good game. So honestly, this team works out so well, can definitely recommend it to you. Next opponent, as I said before, I think we see a Charizard lead. We're going to swap out into our Lickitung. This time around, it's a Shadow Charizard, which has its ups and down there. Like, of course, we do more damage with Liquid, which is nice, as well as they're going to do more damage with the Blast Burn. But we will be able to now just let this move go through, I guess. It's going to be the Blast Burn. And I will force another shield by going for the shield myself. But what I basically just created here as a scenario is that either I get saves like the switch advantage or the shield advantage, which is very nice for me, as I have a Magcargo and I'm just going to go straight into that. They didn't expect that. I was able to farm them down before they even came through a charge move. And we see the Electrode coming in. I'm going to shield this move up. It's going to hurt me no matter what, and it seems like they have something weak to me in the bag. It's going to be the Ariados, allowing me to go for a Rock Tomb here. This Rock Tomb will actually not knock them out, but I can farm them all the way down now, and the Electrode has nowhere to go. Like, what does it want to do here? Like, it can go for one charge move, but we still have a Charm on the back, full health. There is nothing. We lost the lead hard, and we didn't even need our lead really anymore. Like, the lead didn't do anything in this entire match. It was in there for the first second, and then I swapped it out. So, good game there. Even when we lose the lead there, we are fine. Speaking of losing the lead, this is horrible. This is exactly what you don't want to face here. It's going to be the Magcargo. I will be able to go for some Power Whips at least, as this will do some decent damage against them. Power Whip coming through here. We will be able to see the Electrode coming in as well. We can go for the Body Slam, and this Body Slam should put them around like half of its health. I think I still need another one to put them like in the range where I would knock them out. And I can still go for another one because this will not knock me out as far as I know. Discharge coming through, fine for me. I will be able to go for the Body Slam here, and this Body Slam will get a shield, which is good for me. They're going to farm me down, and I fear the Hyper Beam here, but I don't really want to shield, because if they don't have it, it's not really the smallest shield, but they do have it. I'm going to swap out now. Basically, my Magcargo has to win this all for me. We see the Magcargo coming in. They're going to go for the charge move. Very smart. Debuffing my attack with the Rock Tomb. But they actually have Stone Edge. That's good for me because I can farm them down. And we see a Ledian in the back. This is basically the best possible Pokemon you could face in the bag. I guess like a Scyther or a Yanma would be even better. But yeah, they're going to let this move go through. They weren't even fully XL, I think. There was 1300 CP. I think you get way higher. I have like one of mine built. I think you actually get into 1500, right? That's kind of wild. I know that the opponent we just played is a very good player though. Like, it's not that they don't have the resources or anything in this. They are a very good player. Yeah, mine goes directly to 1496. So that's that. We see the next opponent here having the Alomomola. We're going to shield up the Hydro Pump, and this allows us to get a ton of energy. And this is exactly what I wanted to do here, because even though we face like the Medicham here, we're going to still have a very decent matchup with the Lickitung. This is why Lickitung is such a good save swap in this meta. Against Medicham, you're still going to be able to win at most scenarios actually, just because of the lick damage plus body slam spam. And you see here already, I will be able to knock them out in time. And we will see here is Seeking in the back. Seeking is a core breaker. We have a fairy type that doesn't want to face the poison jab from the opponent, and we're also going to have the Magcargo in the back, which doesn't want to get hit by a drill run. But yeah, this is still going to be fine. As you're going to see here, we're going to do a lot of damage with our fast moves, and we can just farm them down, and we don't even have to throw. I'm still going to throw. No, I'm just going to farm down. Or actually still throw, which doesn't really matter, but yeah. That's going to be it for this video. If you are running the Love Cup, I would appreciate if you can send me in some battles immediately. I'm going to be away for the weekend from basically Friday afternoon till Tuesday, so I won't be able to do like videos there, but I kind of want to try to do some still Friday morning. So if you have some gameplay, please send it in. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I see you in the next one. Bye.